how to write a call to action. Now, you actually have to ask people for their money or they're not going to give it to you. But there's a great way to do it, and there's a terrible way to do it where they actually leave and are happy. What I'm going to do in this video is show you how I script out my call to actions so that selling is natural and it's easy, but you also can use it anywhere in your business. Let's dive in. All right, call to action and closing are pretty much the same thing, so I'm gonna use them synonymously here. So how do we write a call to action or how do we write a close? They're basically the same thing. Now, I think it was an event in Texas and I was doing back-to-back pitches. Well, I think it was like a Friday night. I wrote this pitch and I stayed up all night trying to get it ready. I pitched and I sold okay. And then I literally went back to the hotel and I wrote another pitch for the next night. And I stayed up almost the whole night again. It's terrible. It sucked. Don't do that. Okay. But it was so embarrassing because that second night, nobody moved. I stood up. I did my pitch. The room was full and I pitched the room and nobody bought. It was a 2-hour-long pitch. I dropped the call to action and literally nobody moved. I can't tell you how frozen and stuck I felt up in the front of the room. I was like, I don't know what to do. Now to date, I've done that about 24 times where someone has not moved. I've certainly paid my dues. And I figured out along the ways how to actually write these call to actions where someone actually does take and actually move and take action in their life and actually start moving forward. That's not to say not everyone buys 24/7, of course, but these are the ways that I actually script it and put it on out so that it actually increases the chances that they pull their wallet out. So I'm gonna show you these 3 ways. Now let's dive in. Now the first thing you wanna do is you actually wanna share with people how to buy. That sounds really weird, but it's so true. Okay, if you show an order form to everyone on the planet, not everyone actually knows how to fill it out. That sounds so crazy, but it's true. So there's actually a cool case study. This guy was sick that he was just sick of the fact that his sales were not very high. So he actually recorded himself buying his own thing through his own order form. He just recorded a screen. And then he took that video and put it on the order page and his sales went through the roof. What? Makes no sense. Okay, we have to know is that people don't know actually how to purchase. Even if they want the thing, some people don't know how to take the wallet out of their pocket, take their credit card out, type the numbers in, put the name where it says name, put the phone number where it says phone number, put the address where it says address, and click buy. And so it's gonna feel really, really silly what I'm about to tell you here, but it's literally one of the biggest secrets. And it actually is what has increased our sales every time I drop a call to action now, okay? So this is simple, but stick with me. I was doing a stage pitch. This is in Boise. We had 600 people there, and this is how I pitched. So if you're ready to get started here, first step number 1, all I need you to do is stand up and walk to the back of the room. At the back of the room, you're gonna do step number 2, which is you're gonna pick up that order form. Step number 3, take that order form back up to your seat. And number 3, you're gonna fill out the order form. Now let's pull up the order form on the stage. Okay, on the order form on the stage right here where it says name, you're gonna put your name right there. Okay, where it says phone number, I'm gonna have you put your phone number right there, the best one that we can contact you with. Email, your best email address so we can make sure we always get a hold of you. And then right here, your shipping address. I need to know where that is so we can send you this little box. That's awesome. We have this cool welcome box. It's gonna be amazing. Down right here, you're gonna choose your payment option, whether you're going to pay in full or you do the payment plan, which is totally cool. Either or, there's no change in benefit if you choose to do one or the other. Okay, and then right here, you're going to click submit, and you're actually going to submit, and you're going to begin the program right there. Once you do that, it's super simple. Step 4 is all you're going to need to do. Take that order form back over to the back table again, and what they're going to give you is a golden ticket. That golden ticket is something that you're going to use to get back up on stage and take a picture with me during the break when you get started. Sound good? So step number 1, you're going to, and I literally go through it again. I go through that 10 times. Okay, it feels so stupid. You feel like an idiot, but you say the same thing. And it's because they don't know how to act, and they don't know where to move, and they don't know that they have permission to move. You're in a big room full of a lot of people. You don't want to do something, you know what I mean? You don't want to stand up and now everyone's staring at the back of your head. And so what you have to do is train people literally how to buy. And it feels so stupid, but it's just the reality. That was my first stage rush. We did 1.6 million in sales. And that was the first time I ever specifically spelt out every single step they need to take in order to move forward. And I had a stage rush. And they're very hard to do, by the way. I'm very proud of the fact that we did that. So we had a stage rush. And now even so, if it's a webinar or if I'm pitching again an event or whatever it is, I always walk through. Number 1, what you're going to do is let's say it was the internet. Number 1, you're going to open up a new tab. Number 2, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put in whatever, .com. Don't put in www, just put in whatever, .com. Number 3, here's the order form. Let's make sure we go through the order form together. And then I walk through the order form. And it's powerful because it helps people see how to move forward when they're in this emotional state and they're excited to take action. Some people literally just don't know what to do and it's overwhelming for them. So that's a weird piece, but you want to write a cool call to action? Okay. Call them to action and tell them how to take that action literally step by step. I would not do more than 3 to 4, max 5. 5 starts to feel like a lot of steps, what they need to do to move forward. All right, now the second thing you have to do is you have to address their concerns. Think about this. Of everybody who ends up buying, how come they don't buy all at once? It's because everyone is at a different spot psychologically and they need time to figure out if what you're selling is right for them. And so you need to be able to speak to that. And so what we do is we address their concerns. Now there's several ways to address their concerns. And I love this part of it. But what I do is, here's literally 3 ways that I like to address somebody's concerns. The first way is I like to tell them, oh my gosh, let's say the concern is, it feels like a lot of money, or I could spend this money on something else. That's a great way to start addressing a concern. I just take the thing from them and I make that on my slide. Hey, are you thinking about what else you could spend this money on? I totally get. Here's some of the other things that you could spend this money on. And I will, it's meant to be a little bit hyperbole, but this is what I do. And I say, hey, here is how we go and here's some of the things you could go spend some money on. Let's say it's $1,000 product. I'm like, check this out. You could spend $1,000 on Beanie Babies. That's exciting. Ooh, check that out. And then I'm like, oh, you could spend $1,000 on, actually, this is a real one that I do. You could spend $1,000 on this painting of Trump. It's a terrible painting. It's awful. Okay, you could spend $1,000, and I put a picture of Trump up with the painting. It's terrible. Then I was, you could spend $1,000 buying this cash register, but have nothing to put in it. Or you could buy arguably one of the coolest revenue creating system that's ever been put on the internet today for just $9.97. Take action, move forward, right? And so what I'm doing is I am making sure that they see what they actually have the opportunity to do if they're gonna spend $1,000 probably in the next few days of their life. Everyone spends money. But if you just choose to spend it on this, it's probably gonna make you more money than you spent, right? So I'm trying to help them justify that logically. One of the other things I like to do as far as addressing concerns is I want to make sure that they understand that, let's say that they suck at actually implementing everything that I say that they should implement, right? Let's say they're just not awesome at that. Well, what I want to do is at least show them what they could get if they just implemented a little bit. So we call these if-alls, and we say things like this. If all this did was help you finally go and figure out how to build a sales funnel on the internet, would this be worth it? And I wait until someone says yeah. And I'm like, yeah, this guy gets it. Then I go, if all this did was help you actually have the confidence you need to pitch a camera and actually go and actually automate your sales pitch so that people are constantly getting pitched 24/7 and bringing people to you, would this be worth it? And then I wait. Someone says yeah, and I'm like, dang straight it would. It's worth way more than $1,000. My gosh, if all this did was help you go and finally get traffic, so traffic is going to your websites, right? And you can never have to worry about the traffic problem again. Would it be worth $1,000? And I wait. Yeah, it would. Okay, and what's cool about this is you're letting them answer yes before you say yes. And so you're getting them to say yes and hear yes a total of at least 6 times during that before you ask for the final yes. Hey, before I teach you and show you through one of the last ways that I like to go and double my money, it's a great way to start this here. Go ahead and subscribe. Please hit subscribe. Okay, we spent a lot of money getting this in front of you to show you guys that we know what we're doing. It's free for you to watch this. It means a lot to us though when you click subscribe. Hit the like button, and in the comments below, I'd love for you to say, what was the first time you ever pitched? Put that down below. What was that like? Do you remember? What was the first pitch that you ever gave? Put it in the comments down below. And if you haven't, tell me when you're planning on making your first pitch. Hey guys, the crowning moment of writing a call to action is to have scripted and planned follow-up. I went back and I started printing out all of Russell Brunson's top converting webinars. And I printed out, so I just opted into all of them. I was like, I know that one makes a lot, that one makes a lot. So it's 5. And what I did is I waited, I didn't purchase, and I waited for me to automatically get put on the follow-up sequence. Well, I decided that I would save the follow-up sequences. And I saved every single one of them. I let them run their natural course, which took a few weeks. And I turned back and I printed them. And I printed out all of his follow-up sequences. I'm a nerd, all right? I'm a nerd. And I printed out all of his email follow-up sequences. They were all 5 days long, 5 to 6 days. And I put them on my office floor. And so side by side, I went through every single first email, every single second email, every single third email, and it was really, really obvious how strong the pattern was that started to pop up. And I was like, oh my gosh, regardless of product, regardless of industry, this dude is using the same 5-day follow-up sequence or five email follow-up sequence for everything that he pitches. I ended up creating this big, massive master copy email address. It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. This 5-part follow-up sequence is what we use for literally all of our products, all of them, no matter price and no matter industry. And what's been powerful about this is as I begin to watch our own numbers, I have found that I'd say 2/3 of our sales come from follow-up, not during the pitch. Isn't that interesting? It can feel a little disheartening when you pitch and you're like, man, I wonder if people are going to come buy this. And they're like, I got to think about this. I got to think about this. And there's an automated 5-part email follow-up sequence that they're going through that isn't pushy, but it's just merely reminding them, hey, here's the things that you get. Here's the things you're going to get if you just move forward and take action now. And it's really fascinating to see that towards the end of that sequence is when all the sales actually come in. So if you're going to go write a call to action, you're going to go through all the work I just said. If you don't have a follow-up sequence, I don't even care if it's terrible, okay? Just have one and have one in place because fortune truly is in the follow-up. Hey guys, I got a free gift here for you. Go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. You will see the formula that is literally responsible for every dollar I've ever made. InternetLaunchSecrets.com, it's in the description and in the first comment, and what you're gonna see is the formula that I'm able to use every single time I put something on the internet. In fact, the 2 times I've not used it in the last 3 years were the 2 worst products that I've ever launched. Okay, this formula is what I use for all my clients, it's what I use for, and it is my formula. It's the thing that oh my gosh, this is how you do it. It's free for you to go check it out, InternetLaunchSecrets.com.